Thank you, Toyoshima-san. Earlier, Dr. Van Zel talked about global demand for hybrids and plug-in hybrids rising 600% in the next 5 years. And we are starting from a high baseline. Here in Europe, electrified cars represent 11.9% of total car sales. Hybrid represent 36% of all electrified sales right now. And if you look more widely, plug-in is 29% and pure battery electric 35%, with 5 countries leading the charge, representing 3/4 of the total sales, driven by strong incentives. So, as of 2020, Toyota has 21% share of Europe's increasingly electrified market. In terms of our own brands, more than 50% of the cars we sell across the EU are hybrids, and even more than 60% when we consider West and Central Europe, so far in 2020. And that figures will grow to 68% next year, thanks to the full year of new Yaris sales and the introduction of Yaris Cross and Highlander. In fact, some Toyota models are almost exclusively hybrid sales, like the new Yaris with 87% of hybrid. And as you heard from Dr. Van Zel, 96% of Lexus sales are hybrid. Customers do love our hybrid models for their accessibility, their affordability, and also because of their drivability. And because of this popularity, excellent sales of electrified products have seen us strongly reduce CO2 year on year and beat our target. Of course, we are not standing still. We continue to improve our hybrid offer, introducing new models, adding extra engines to existing models, and offering all-wheel drive options. Next year, we will launch Yaris Cross and Highlander, combining hybrid with Toyota's long SUV heritage. This means our customer will be able to choose a hybrid SUV of virtually any size across all the key market segments, B, C, D, and E. Alongside these pure hybrid innovations, we are also expanding our plug-in hybrid range. For instance, some of you may have already driven the new RAV4 plug-in, which earned extremely positive reviews. A lot of this was down to its performance, allied to frugal fuel consumption, plus CO2 emissions of less than 22 grams per kilometer. Another talking point was the pure electric range of 75 kilometers, achievable in real-life conditions. After the successful launch in the Nordics, Iceland, France, Germany, and Switzerland, we are now ready to roll out the RAV4 plug-in hybrid to other markets where PHEV technology is gaining more importance and strategic incentive are set in place. This is the case of Italy, UK, Poland, Spain, Ukraine, and Portugal. Some people say Toyota is behind the curve on battery electrics, but we have always taken a considered, measured approach to alternative fuel vehicles. Our strategy has been to lead with hybrid, and it's hard to argue. With 60 million hybrid sales worldwide, 3 million of which are here in Europe. That's allowed us to hit tough emission target without having to make a sudden early move into battery electric powertrains. However, hybrid success has given us the foundations we need for other electrified powertrains, which will be introduced when the time, the market, and the infrastructure are right. And the time is getting closer. We are now seeing demand begin to grow in some markets especially, which explains why we are starting to roll out our own battery electric vehicles. We started with Pro Ace this year, and we'll add Pro Ace City battery electric in 2021. Alongside, it will be our first ever pure electric car developed specifically for Europe. This will be a mid-size SUV around the RAV4 size and built on a eTNGA dedicated platform shared with Subaru. Please stay tuned, you will know more in course of next year. This is the first Toyota to use the vehicle lifecycle value business model, that Toyoshima-san has explained just now. Value has been built into every stage of the life cycle, from sales to mobility services and resale to recycling. But for now, I would like to leave you with a simple thought. Toyota led the way of electrification through hybrid. We have now promised to move beyond zero, which is illustrated by the new Mirai that cleans the air when driven. This is true leadership. The strategy we have laid out is how we will continue to lead electrifying the future of mobility across Europe. Thank you very much.